at the airport, you'll see some really big birds and some really little ones living together in the most unlikely of places.
If your aircraft will get close to them, they will fly away from the aircraft instead of towards the aircraft.
Norman Hegedus has been with the airport for 18 years. It's his job to keep tabs on MIA's burrowing owl population.
Everyone in their mind, birds and aviation don't mix, which they don't. But in this case, we have learned how to coexist with the burrowing owls.
There were 17 owls calling the airport home at last check.
They feel safe here.
Safe? Next to all this? The burrows are holes in the ground and even under ramp marker signs. The airport makes sure any burrows are at least 280 feet off the main runway's center line, well outside of what's referred to as the runway safety area.
Burrowing owls stay away from the safety area. Somehow they have learned.
Maybe it's the noise.
They're usually isolated in locations where hardly any human traffic is present. And that's why they love the airport.
If they find a burrow closer to the runway than it should be, the nest is collapsed, forcing the owls to move on.
The safety of traveling public comes first.
And while the big birds lift off hundreds of times each day, the little birds stay closer to home. It is owl mating season after all.
The bird itself, it doesn't get airborne very often. It stays within 40 feet of their burrow.
Is there any concern one of these owls could get sucked into a jet engine or shatter a cockpit windshield on takeoff or landing?
They are harmless, and most of the times they're actually right at their burrow or inside their burrow. Here at MIA, we do care about the owls. We do give a hoot.
At Miami International Airport, I'm who? Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.
I was like, you're a woman that loves God and loves me, and that's more than enough.
Steve and Denise are about to get married.
He's like the tech guru. I don't even have an Instagram.
So let me ask you, girl, will you be mine? Not just for now, but till the end of time.
On her 24th birthday, after 2 years of dating, he popped the question in a rap, and then on one knee.
And I couldn't even come up with a yes. I was just like, of course. And I kind of just fell.
Steve is a minister at a church in Miramar. Denise is a technical trainer in Miami Lakes.
We don't have the money for the wedding, and we don't know where it's going to come from.
We're only going to be able to have so many people at the wedding right now because of the cost associated with it.
The couple selected August the 2nd for their big day and pooled their savings to put down a deposit.
Like, we don't have families that could really help us like that, and we're doing it by ourselves.
And because times are tight, they're getting creative.
We started the website, themaxwedding.com.
They've embedded a crowdfunding feature on it to raise cash.
I saw the page, I was like, oh man, this is really cool.
Family and friends started liking it and sharing the link.
Our friends are like really supportive and stuff, so they're just like, help our friends. And so it just like went kind of like viral a little bit. Like,
we have over 200 shares already.
Steve and Denise are hoping to raise about $4,000.
And we're just trusting in faith that, that God's going to provide, that people are going to support, and that we're going to be able to reach this.
In theory, anyone who visits the page could donate, not just friends and family. They're using GoFundMe.com, which charges 5%.
It gave our family an easy route to just, hey, you click here, you put in a credit card, a debit card information, it's safe and secure.
GoFundMe is specifically set up for personal fundraising or social giving for life events. The site says more than 1,500 campaigns were started on its site just for weddings, like Steve's and Denise's.
You can't be prideful about asking for help. It's not that you're asking for help simply because there's a need. You're asking for help because you're giving people the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing. And so that's what's magical about this.
In Hialeah, Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.